All right, Jacob. So this is my friend Thomas Jefferson, one of the delegates that's meeting the convention with us. So you had, I guess, a few questions about what we were doing. We thought we might try and help you out.
Right. Like I'm just down for a week or two now from Rhode Island, and I'm really interested in the new political movement we're having with Great Britain. We're trying to break off and everything and create our own country. But I just have some fears and some concerns, I guess you could say, with the whole mode in which you guys are making those differences and changes in our new government. And I'm just concerned that I've heard, in the tavern talk, that you guys are taking ideas from Britain and France, and I'm just kind of concerned that we're going to become, like Britain and France, and the same reason why we broke off of them is going to happen again, and we're going to have to break off from this new government we're making and have to leave again.
Okay.
That's understandable. So we're not just there. We're studying a lot of different forms of government, not just England and France. We're also studying like Greek and Roman forms of government, especially like the democracy, like not like the republic. And so, by England and France, like I think it's while they do have some negatives, they also have some things that are positive about their government, and we want to make sure we bring that into our government as well.
Okay. So what things about, I guess, our governments have you specifically been afraid of us adopting?
Well, I just know, we left England because we're being oppressed, religiously with some things, and nowadays we're being taxed without representation. We're getting all these different taxes put on things that we need that we can't really get on our own right now, and it's just really, really unfair of the British government to do so, and the king just taking way too much power. He's, being more of a dictator than a benevolent king, and it's just, it's scary because I think, there are those thoughts that maybe that's what's going to happen here, and I don't want that here.
No, yeah, I totally agree. And we, of course, we're in support of the Declaration of Independence and being separated from England, and we don't want to just go straight back to that. But you do have to have some form of government, because without government, things go to complete anarchy. But of course, we don't want a tyrant or a tyranny. And so we've wanted to put things back in the hands of the people, because when an individual or a small group of individuals, or even a majority or a faction gets in charge, they will do things based on personal interest and do things that will be better for themselves, not better for the whole of the people. But if the power can, in a way, be back into the hands of the people as a whole, then those factions can't come into power as easily, and we won't have just a few people leading the country. And so one of the things is, instead of just having a king, we're going to have a president, and the president's going to be elected. You will have the opportunity to vote for the president, and it won't be just a line of passing down from one generation to the next. It's going to be someone voted in. Every 4 years, we're going to have the opportunity to vote for those. So it'll change quite often, so that one man can't just be in power and suppress the people, and it's someone that you're going to be able to vote in. And it's a little risky, we feel, though, because we're trusting the public to have the virtue needed to be able to elect good officers like the president. But then there's also a couple other branches of the government that I think would help. But does that answer your question about the?
That makes me feel, more comfortable about that. But you're saying something about, there are other branches of the government. What are those?
Yeah, Thomas, do you want to explain how those branches kind of balance out?
Yeah, so we have 3 branches: the judicial, the legislative, and the executive. And we want to make it so that none of the 3 branches can be more powerful than the other. So if they kind of keep each other in line. Is there something I should add to that?
I would just just add in each of in the legislative branch, it's going to be divided into two houses. So together it's Congress, but then we have the Senate and the House of Representatives. And so you're from a smaller state,
Right.
but we're going to try and have the houses represented by the people. And so based on population, a known will dictate how many representatives your state gets. But then in the Senate, each state gets two. So the small states get fair representation. And those people will go to bat for you and for your state and for your beliefs to pass laws that are beneficial for you. But if the president sees those laws unjust, the president has the opportunity to veto or stop those laws from passing. But if the president gets out of hand, Congress has the ability to restrict his power. And there's different power granted to each branch so that one doesn't become stronger than the other. But really, it comes back to we're trying to give the power back to you so that you have a voice in the government. And of course, there's so many people in the country, it's hard to have a loud voice, but your representatives should be representing you in your state. But any other concerns you have?
No, I love it. That makes me feel a lot more comfortable about the situation.
Perfect. Anything you'd add? Okay. One thing that I would just throw in is that also the states will have individual governments. So in Rhode Island, you will have an individual government over the state of Rhode Island, and they will also have delegates that you guys will vote in, and laws will be made in the state, and there's certain powers given just for the state. But so
That's awesome.
it was great to. Oh yeah.
Could I come into the convention and watch you guys and see how it works?
George Washington is kind of heading that. We could check with him, but I'd be surprised because it's certain delegates that have been sent from each state.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, what we can do is we can refer you to some people in the convention, like individual people, and you can talk to them.
Okay. Super.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Thanks.